You've had a #1 debut with your album Yours Truly, top 10 singles, and 10 million fans on Twitter. All of this has kind of been amassed in such a short space of time. How would Ariana Grande describe the last year?
The last year, amazing, lucky, blessed, exhausting, exhausting, like a lot of adjustments to be made. That's not an adjective, but it's been fun and it's been amazing. It's been a great experience. I've learned a lot. Yeah, I think educational in a way too.
Okay. And some of the folks watching back at home, you've been an overnight success, but of course there's a genesis to every journey. Tell us a little bit about how you got your start musically.
Well, I got my start musically. I grew up in Boca Raton, Florida, and I did lots of children's theater and community theater. And I also would perform with these big 80-piece orchestras, like in Boca, like the Florida Sunshine Pops and the Philharmonic and all these orchestras at home. I would do these little concerts with. And I think performing with such amazing musicians at such a young age is what made me appreciate real music so much, like strings and horns and I don't know, I think I got spoiled at a young age because I got to perform with all these big orchestras. But yeah, that's sort of how I got my start musically, and I did a Broadway show, but I always wanted to be a recording artist. And now I finally am getting the chance.
I mean, we're loving your output.
Thank you.
We know why we're drawn to your music, but why do you think Ariana Grande's been such a phenomenon this year?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I put a lot of hard work into what I do, and I think that anybody who works as hard as I've worked the past year or 5 deserves to, have that be heard. And I think that I think my music is relatable, and it's fun, and I feel like it's feel-good music too, and I think the people like that. But yeah, I put a lot of hard work into it, and it's very honest, and I think that people can relate to it.
You're reaping the rewards accordingly to that.
Thanks.
When listening to your music, we hear so much. We hear a bit of soul, we hear a bit of pop. Who would you say are some of your biggest inspirations musically?
My 2 favorite artists of all time are Imogen Heap. Do you like Imogen?
No, I don't listen to much of Imogen. No, she's like,
Okay, you have to. I'll make you a little
okay,
CD.
a little playlist.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll make you play this. But yeah, she's a genius, and I think that part of the reason why I have a musical brain, I understand music more than I understand most things, is because I grew up listening to her, and her music is so musically advanced that it's just crazy. And India Ari, I
Wow.
feel like her lyrics are so comforting and healing and feel good, and makes you feel like everything is okay. It feels like a girlfriend is singing to you, you know that everything's gonna be alright. But yeah, those are my favorite artists. But I of course love the big vocal divas like Whitney, Mariah, Christina, Beyonce, Aretha, Ella, Celine, Barbara, Donna Summer. I love big, vocal chops.
So speaking of big vocal chops, there's been a lot of comparisons. Oh, she's like a young Mariah Carey, and some of the feedback's been in a positive way, and some of her lambs, if you will, have kind of had maybe not so positive things to say. What's your take on the Mariah Carey comparison?
I mean, it's a massive compliment, obviously. But I think that when you listen to my whole album, you get to know my sound in a different way, and it is different. Our tones are actually quite different also. I can sing pretty high, but she has a bigger range than I do. She can sing a lot lower. And yeah, it's it's a compliment, obviously. She's the greatest vocalist who's ever lived, and I love her. I grew up loving her. So it's a big compliment. But I think that the people who get angry about it should just take a minute to do their research and see that it is different. Yeah. I'm not trying to fill anybody's shoes.
Okay. So, Loving It, Baby I, and your new single right there are our favourite Ariana singles.
Oh, really?
Songs.
Thank you.
Yeah. What are some of your favourite tracks? From your own
My
album.
favorites. My favorites are Honeymoon Avenue,
Mhm.
You Will Never Know, and I don't know, because I love The Way and Right There, just because they're both like very special to me. But I love Almost Is Never Enough, and I don't know, it's my album. It's hard. It's very hard. But yeah, I think Honeymoon Avenue is my number one favorite.
So of course, Yours Truly is your current focus, if you will. But there's been a lot of talk about the sophomore album, your follow-up.
Yeah.
What can we expect from it? When can we expect it? Who have you been working with as well?
Well, I think we can expect it sooner than people would expect. Probably next year, like mid next year maybe. But that's just because I love making music. I like don't want to stop. I think because Yours Truly was a success, I was like, get me back in the studio right now. But I'm going to be working with the same family of producers that I worked with on the first album, Harmony Samuels, Babyface, and The Rascals. And yeah, I love them. And I don't feel the need to I don't want to experiment with other producers or anything, because I love working with them. We have an amazing family and we all understand each other very well. And yeah, and what can you expect? More songs. I don't know. I've grown up a bit since then. I feel like every couple months I feel like I've grown up so much in just like a couple months. Maybe it's just because right now in my life I'm learning a lot. So maybe you'll hear some of that. Sound wise, I would like to mature a little bit more as well. But I want it to all fall into place organically, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. And rounding up now, let's play a quick game. Do you like games?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. So you're in the studio finishing up album number 2. The opportunity arises to duet with one of the following. Okay?
Alright.
Beyonce, Mariah Carey, or Rihanna. You can only pick one.
Oh, okay.
And it's the last track on the album. Who do you pick and why?
Rihanna.
Why?
Because she's perfect.
Okay.
I love it.
That will suffice. And final question, when all is said and done...
Okay, I'm
sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm in love right now. I'm on I love Rihanna stream right now. I thought. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Go ahead, yeah, sorry.
And final question, when all is said and done, how does Ariana Grande want to be remembered?
A nice girl who got to fulfill all her dreams.
Ariana Grande, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.